I never thought I would be the kind of man who questioned his own marriage. I believed in routine, in showing up, in keeping promises even when they stopped feeling romantic. My name is Callum Reeves. I am 43 years old, and for most of my adult life, I thought loyalty was enough to hold two people together. I was wrong, or at least that is what I believed on the night everything I trusted collapsed in front of my eyes. I had been married to Eliza for 11 years. Not the loud, passionate kind of marriage people post about, but the steady kind. Shared calendars, inside jokes, quiet mornings. We were not perfect, but we were functional, or so I told myself. Somewhere along the way, conversations shortened. Touches became accidental instead of intentional, and silence settled in like furniture no one bothered to move. I assumed this was normal. Life ages things, love included. That evening, I left work later than usual. A client meeting ran long, and I skipped dinner, planning to grab something on the way home. As I pulled into the small wine bar near our street, I saw her car already parked there. That caught my attention. Eliza rarely went out on weeknights. Curiosity nudged me inside, not suspicion, just habit. I wanted to say hello, maybe sit for a drink together like we used to. Then I saw her. She was sitting at a corner table, leaning forward, laughing in a way I had not heard in years. Across from her was a man I did not recognize. He was close, too close. His hand rested casually on her wrist. Not dramatic, not hidden, just comfortable, familiar. The kind of touch that assumes permission. My chest tightened. I stood there longer than I should have, unseen, watching a version of my wife I thought no longer existed. The room felt distant, muffled, like I was underwater. In that moment, every quiet night, every rejected advance, every unanswered question aligned into a single conclusion. My marriage was over. I did not confront her. I walked out, sat in my car, and stared at the steering wheel until my hands stopped shaking. I drove home on autopilot. The house was dark and quiet. I sat at the kitchen table and replayed the scene again and again, filling in blanks my imagination was eager to punish me with. I told myself I had been a fool. Stable, predictable, replaceable. By the time the front door opened an hour later, I had already decided I would leave. Eliza stepped inside, surprised to see me awake. She asked if I was okay. I did not answer. I asked one question instead. Who was he? She froze, not guilty, but startled, like someone caught holding something fragile. She sat down slowly and said his name was Marcus. She did not deny what I had seen. That hurt more than any lie would have. But then she said something I did not expect. She said she understood why I thought the worst, and that she needed to tell me something she had been carrying alone for months. Her voice was steady, but her hands trembled. She said Marcus was her half-brother. The words did not land right away. My mind resisted them. She explained that she had found out earlier that year, after her mother died. A sealed letter, a name, a history that had been hidden from her. Marcus had reached out. They met privately, quietly, trying to make sense of something neither had asked for. She had not told me because she was scared of disrupting the fragile balance we already lived in. I wanted to be angry. I was angry. But beneath it was something else. Shame. Not hers. Mine. I had already sentenced her without trial. I had seen intimacy and assumed betrayal because I no longer felt chosen. That realization sat heavier than jealousy ever could. We talked for hours that night. Not defensively, honestly. About distance, about avoidance, about how we both retreated instead of reaching. She admitted she missed who we were, but did not know how to bridge the gap alone. I admitted I stopped trying because rejection felt safer than hope. Nothing was magically fixed. Trust does not reboot because of one explanation, but something shifted. Not because she proved her innocence, but because I confronted my own quiet resignation. I realized how ready I had been to walk away, not out of dignity, but out of fear of being unwanted. The truth she showed me was not just about another man. It was about how easily certainty replaces communication when loneliness sits unchecked. I learned that night that assumptions grow fastest in silence, and that love does not always end with betrayal. Sometimes it erodes because both people are too tired to speak first. We are still married. Different now. More careful. More deliberate. I do not confuse calm with connection anymore. I ask questions even when I am afraid of the answers. I stay present even when it feels easier to withdraw. Because the night I thought my marriage was over taught me something uncomfortable but necessary. The most dangerous distance is not between two bodies, but between two unspoken truths.